Just sit right down, relax, open your ears real wide and say, give it to me straight, doctor, I can take it.
Kick the chops out from under the wheels. Flaps up. No offense, Margaret. Contact. We're off. Rum, rum.
Doctor, doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you.
Oh, what heights will hit? On with the show, this is it.
Doesn't matter what you say or the action that you take. This is done without your will for the problems that you made. You're the night of the trust house, the paranoid legions all around you. Just the things you cannot change in the darkness that's inside you.
Holy cow, that looks good. Wow. Okay, so campaign's going live March 3rd. March 3rd. Met with Anthony last night, my publisher. I've got 4 more pages I need to draw for the edits because I'm cutting the book into 3 parts. Book will come in at right around 40 pages, and I'm excited about it. I know you're out there. I can hear you breathing. Hello, Agent Zero. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good morning. Gonna drop the link in the YouTube comments and pin it. But you'll have to bear with me as I do it because I'm old and I don't do anything fast anymore. Neither does my computer, apparently. Neither does my computer, apparently. Shut up. Stop talking when I'm talking. All right. Messages pinned. Let me post this out there on the Twitterverse. Why am I seeing a picture of Ernest Borgnine in my feed? All right. Drop this one there. And we're back. My nickname is Tortuga, so I'm with you. I hear you, man. I hear you. I'm just glad to know you're out there watching. This is just, I do this periodically, Zero. I need motivation to get started, and I'm dragging. So when that happens, I just go live, and some of my buddies come and they hang out. They help me wake up. So I haven't done a double-page spread since the 90s. Since I've got 4 pages to go, I think 2 of those will be a double-page spread. Randy Mack, good morning, my brother. Good to see you. Yes, it is too early to be clever. I got no clever in me at this hour. Well, I mean, I've been up since 4, so. Agent Zero says, good morning to Randy. Zero, Randy is a real life friend. I've known him since the 80s. Marv, you sin killer, you. Why are you injured, Marv? We haven't talked in forever. What have you done to yours? Every time I turn around, you're injured. But I'm glad you're at least well enough to be drawing, because for those you don't know, Marv is an amazing artist. I love his work. If you haven't checked out Sin Killer or any of his other books, you need to do so. That's as clever as I am this morning. So the tornado kind of ripped up the trees behind me on my neighbor's property, root ball and all. And of course that crushed my shed and destroyed my fence and blah, blah, blah. Well, the other side of that is it's been raining for the last 2 days. The sun is finally shining now, but now there's a mud river flowing through my yard. And my buddy Randy, not to be outdone, he had to have trees come down in his backyard too, I guess from the oversaturation of the soil. So he's going through it too, but it's too wet. Ruptured the muscle, and you're like, golly, man. Marv, geez. Compatriots over at Arrow. Yeah. Arrow Comics. Did you drop your link? Yeah, you dropped it. Okay, cool. Do you have did I give you a wrench, Agent? Yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah, feel free to drop those links. Oh, man. So, yeah, back to what I was saying. I tend to come to these meetings with my publisher, not unprepared, shall we say, but not fully prepared. So as we were reviewing pages and what he has in his hand versus what I have here in my hand, and we're numbering them, making sure everything goes in order, I see a panel I don't like, and I'm like, I'm going to redraw that panel. So tell him, send me the dimensions on that panel. And he does. But I don't know the name of the panel, and I don't know the page number, and it doesn't even matter. So I drew a postage stamp sized version of it to remind me which one to draw. That's just the way I do notes. All right, got that. Where did I write it down? Oh, there it is. Okay. Just making sure we've got everything lined up. It's a chill morning this morning, and it's a chilly morning this morning. It's supposed to be warmer today, though, so thank God for that. Not last night, but the night before, here in the deep south, it got down to 25 degrees Fahrenheit. That's I don't know what the hell that is in Celsius. Let me see this message here. That's nothing. So, yeah, the FEMA inspector was here yesterday. So that's a good thing. And he saw the damage with his own eyeballs and was able to share the pictures from before the cleanup started to show him he said, it almost looks like a tornado went through here. Does anybody else, by the way, have classified documents in their garage? Just asking for a friend. Going through the morning messages. Hey, good morning, Brother Pops. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. Oh. So anyway, the guy came yesterday and he walks the property with me, which thank God for that. And I was operating under a misconception that I don't know where I got the idea from, but I thought they would not pay for the damage to the car. But he said, yeah, FEMA will cover that. So that's good. He said, save your receipts. We got the receipts for over $2,000 worth of work that's been done so far. And it's going to take thousands more to fix the fence, fix the roof. I even have some some subfloor damage from where the just torrents of rain blew in the front door during the storm. So the subfloor is swollen. It's going to have to be yanked out and replaced. So, and that carpet's got to go because no doubt mildew is going to set up in that stuff. It's gross. So I wish I could show you guys these final pages before I mail them off to Jeff Priester, my inker, who recently came back to work with me after 30-something years. He worked with me in the 90s. I'm delighted to be working with him again. So now all I got to do is be a penciler, and that I can do, baby. So 4 pages to go. I'm going to do a two-page spread, 2 more pages, and then poof, it's all out the door. Yeah, Marv, I have heard about Fund My Comic. And I will certainly be looking into things. Now, we go live on the campaign March the 3rd. Because Anthony's also publishing Lightbringer 2 about that same time. So we don't want to launch at the same time. So Chrome Dog is launching February 3rd. It'll likely be right on. Yo, what's up, Brother Pops?
Too early in the morning for this shit. What are you doing, Doc? You give us some clickbait, dude. What's up with that? 4 more pages and then you won't show anything. That's clickbait, dude. You
better believe it's clickbait, baby. You better believe it. 4 pages ago, I was just explaining it. I got with Anthony last night, and he's got 24, I think, pages. 24 of my pages in his little hand. No, he's got more than that. But anyway, whatever. What he has plus what I have here, we kind of lumped it together and make sure we had everything in order. And there was a few more pages that are needed to kind of tie some scenes together. So that came out in about 4 pages. And so all I got to do is draw those bad boys. 2 days worth of work. Bam!
What's up, Agent Zero?
Agent Zero.
Marv.
Good morning. So don't walk away. I know what you're doing. I can hear you.
I was grabbing a couple of things I want to show you.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to show anything. I'm still in my robe.
Oh, I don't care what you're doing. I said I got a couple of things I want to show you.
Well, that's what I before you popped in, I was just saying I wish I could show these pages, but I can't. But I can show, and I will. Let me do this real quick. I'm in my robe, guys, so don't
turn some light on over here.
So this
What's wrong with your robe, man? You look like a lumberjack getting ready to go to work. What can I do?
This is the new black light tapestry pin-up of Elizabeth. Look at that beautiful face. Look at that face. So that's going out. That one goes up to Anthony to get scanned. And Carol is going to be coloring both of the black light tapestries.
Yeah, Carol was in our chat last night hanging out.
Yeah. I like Carol. She's good people.
Carol's cool. As a matter of fact, I'm going to send her Neff's or not Hex's way to
Yep.
maybe do some crumb coloring.
That's a good
Have
thought.
you thought about that, Doc?
That's a very good thought. Hey, Marv, thank you for your compliments, sir. I appreciate you.
Speaking of Marv, have you seen this? I don't even know how many people have seen this. There's going to be some glare. But you got to put me on the screen. I can't show nothing, right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Now check this out. On the wall right there.
Yeah, I see it. Sin Killer.
One and Sin Killer #1 been framed, sitting there for a long freaking time. Yesterday we launched.
Because look, we jumped on the Sin Killer train early.
I know Marv for quite a while.
Yeah.
I know Marv since he was drawing that book, that first book. So
Yeah.
Carissa launched #2 yesterday.
Yes, she did.
And we had God, that light behind me is crazy. We had a little launch party on the brew.
Yep.
And during the show, Lori doxed herself.
She did.
Yeah. She backed the book live.
Oh no.
So I mean the stream had like 80 views and we had to make it private, go edit that out, put it back up. It's gotten another 20 views since we put it back up. That Lori's show kicks ass, dude. I don't care what anybody says.
Lori kicks ass, man. She's
got 100 views in 12 hours.
Lori is just good people. She's funny as shit.
Yeah.
She's got the best laugh on the internet.
We got another one, bro. We have a new show starting on during CromCon.
Right.
We have a new show starting with Amy Good, and it's going to be called the All Good Show. The It's All Good Show. And her first guest is going to be Mike Barron.
Do what now?
Her first guest is going to be Mike Barron.
She got to bring me out too. Just
well, it's during CromCon, dude.
Yeah. I get a backstage pass.
I'll make sure you get to meet her so that you know. Look, we have a really good nucleus of people running shows right now that all work together and help each other out and promote each other. And I couldn't be happier with the way this is going. Dude.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Big show this weekend. Big show.
Let's see.
We added another show to our lineup, which we haven't quite worked out the scheduling for yet, but the Comic Spoo guys, Sensei Fujita and Patrick Lugo, they are bringing their show to the network.
Very nice.
Dude, I was freaked out yesterday. I seen Sensei Fujita on the stream, and I jumped in the chat and said hi and everything. And he told his guest, he goes, yeah, man, he goes, I get the wise man on the mountain vibe from Pops. And I was just like, oh, shit.
That's just because he doesn't know you.
Yeah, I mean, coming from a sensei, though, a sensei says something like that to you, you figure, and he does kind of know me because we've been doing this for a while.
It's a joke.
It was funny, right? And then a little while later, he was on with Sensei Chen, and he says, what did he say? Oh yeah, he goes, Pops is like the Don of indie comics. And I was like, God, twice in one day, man. Just like honoring me and humbling me at the same freaking time, right?
I hear you.
Dude, that's a weird feeling when you're honored that somebody's acknowledging you, but humbled by what they're saying.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
I never get honored. I'm just saying it doesn't happen.
We get honored all the time. We just don't do it around you.
Hey,
it's natural. Everybody talks good about you when you ain't around. It's just when you're around that we rub your nose in it. We love you, Doc. What can I tell you?
I gotta find a T-shirt to put on with this, man. It's cold back here.
So I got something else here. We will be opening this during the Horror Movie Club show on Saturday night. This is Butch Cleaver 1 and 2 by the incomparable Matt Burke. Oh, yeah. Can't wait to see those. Can't wait to see those. Good stuff, man. There's so much good stuff going on. Agent Zero. I don't know Agent Zero. Who's Agent Zero, Doc? Doc had to leave the room to get a shirt. So how is everybody? I'm Doc Blaylock, and I'm a pissed off motherfucker most of the time. Oh, yeah. Where's my coffee? It's on that side over here. So this right here is one of our sponsors, Committed Comics. Tom Doherty does Freakazoid, or I think that's what it's called, yeah. A few other things. One of our other sponsors, Laughing Rogue, makes card games, deck games, all different kinds of tabletop games.
And he's a hell of a nice guy.
Slaughterville is fun. You caught me in the middle of promoting my people.
Shill, baby, shill.
And we got another game in the mail the other day called Monkey Wrench.
Okay.
And it like you got to have a lot of people to play it, but we're going to check it out and then get together with the developers and do a demo on that.
Cool.
I think Allie has something to do with that. And
now is that going to be on the Fellowship of the D20?
No, it's not them. It's CG, dude.
Okay.
It's Seth Stevens and Ali Sangui, and I don't know who all's involved in it, but he told me, he said, don't worry about it. He said, this is like the proof copy. He goes, man, there's grammar and spelling errors and stuff. Just don't worry about that. But we want to get together and demo the game. But if you see it, it says 7 to 31.
31. Good God.
7. We got to have at least 7 people to do this. So he's got the game developers and stuff. We got people. We're all going to get together and play it. But it looks interesting, man. It's a social game of corporate intrigue.
Nice. Zero, good luck on your launch, man. Good luck. I'll try to tune in for that.
Chrome Dog. What's Chrome? Oh, on Bankrush?
Yeah.
Chrome Dog.
That's Zero's book.
What's Chrome Dog? I don't even know who Zero is. I never heard of him. What's up?
Agent Zero.
I've been doing this for 3 years.
But he's a nice guy, so nice people are always welcome. I was going to talk a little bit about process here. I am an analog man in a digital world, as you know, Pops. And I could not have been. The process back in the day, in the 90s, when I was making comics, for those listening, was there you are, you're the penciler.
Get your chisel, get your hammer, get your stone. Oh, I'm sorry, Doc.
Well, you get a script in the mail from the writer or the publisher, depending on who mails to you. And you got to get to work immediately because you've got 20 days to crank out that book at most. They like it to be shorter than that. Typically 24 to 28 pages. And you got to get that out the door to the next step via FedEx. Ain't no email back then. To your inker. Your inker's got to crank it out. From the inker, it's got to go to the scripter. From the scripter to the letterer. From the letterer back to the publisher. And by the time the inker is on page 1, the next script is already on my desk to draw. So that was what I was used to back in the day. So now flash forward to my return, early last year, to the comic scene. And of course, everything's changed. We got StreamYard, we got email, we got all this, that, and the other. And we also have this thing where, oh yeah, I don't have a 20-day deadline, so I can take my time and really do good work. But it took a minute to get back in that groove, Pops.
Yeah.
I had to level back up to where I was before. So that required some redraws and some frustration and But, I teach art, so I just had to keep reminding myself, what would I say to a student that was doing this? Yep, Carissa is 2/3 funded in less than 24 hours. You guys go check out Worthy Chaos over on
I wasn't
Kickstarter.
interrupting what you were saying. That's why I put it in the chat.
Oh, no, I'm happy to read it. Happy to read it. And so, been on a slow burn, and I had to teach myself to ink. Because, no matter what you think, inking and drawing are not the same thing. They're very different disciplines. And so I muddled through, and I made some good looking pages. But then, right as I was finishing the pages for volume 1, my old inker and I from the 90s hooked up on Facebook. So I just kind of on a whim, I reached out. We talked, just catching up with each other. Well, I reached out and I said, you ever feel like getting back in the game? And he said, dude, I never left. I was like, oh. So we met backstage, talked, worked out an agreement. He is going to be inking me from this moment forward.
Okay, so if he never left the game, let's see some of his work, Doc.
Well, he showed me some, but I don't have his permission to show it because it was.
Well, I mean, like stuff that's already done. Like, what books has he done, or
Well, I'm about to tell you. He did character designs for not Netflix. What am I thinking of? Cartoons, Kids, Cartoon Network, maybe.
Okay.
Nickelodeon, something like that. He designed some characters for that. He's done some children's books. He's done what do you call it? Workplace illustrations. Kind of graphic art stuff. So he's really keen to get back into comics. And I'm stoked to have him back, but I don't have his permission to show anything, so I'm not going to show what he sent me. But I will, however, if possible, he's probably going to come out Saturday with me on my show, and I'm going to introduce him to the community. His name is Jeff Priester. He is a super guy. I mean, from even back in the 90s, from the moment we talked on that expensive ass long distance phone call, we clicked, and now there's no such thing as long distance phone
Yeah,
call.
I know, huh? Now you can just do whatever.
Yeah. Back then, producing a book cost me as a penciler more than I got paid on my page rate in FedEx and long distance phone calls. It just did. There was no email. There wasn't even a cell phone. I mean, cell phones existed, but they weren't common and not everybody had them. I remember I had one for my, who was I working for? When I was a counselor, I was working for a detox facility, and they gave me one of those. It was a pager and then a brick phone that they couldn't call me on the phone. They would page me, and then I'd get out that brick and I would call it. The Mayo supremacy. Joseph Dredd, good to see you, buddy. That's my man right there. He had my back on mayo and banana sandwich. So anyway, to finish my thought, that was a huge relief to me to have him back on the team. But now we're back to old school. Now I got to go to the post office and mail him some pages. So it's all come full circle now. Hey, good morning, Rosetta.
Hey guys, how you doing today?
What's up, bro?
I'm actually doing like shit, but I'm out here to try to feel better.
That's why I'm off camera.
I have a mud river flowing through my yard where all those trees came down. I live in the bottom of a bowl valley, and it's been raining for days, so all the mud and water is just flowing down here. And there are extensive drainage work the city did. There's a French drain at the top, there's a French drain at the bottom. There's Fanta. There's a stream running underground that runs through my yard. Good to see you, my love.
Morning, Fanta darling.
And those are blocked by all the debris, and it's too much for me to even try to clear. So now instead of water running through those and going into the creek, it's just running through my yard. And it doesn't help anything that the skid steer that got the big tree trunks out of here, they dug a trench that just...
yeah. Your yard's messed up, ain't it?
Oh, yeah. The water thinks it's a creek. So there you go. That's what I'm facing, and I don't even want to face it. Now, my buddy in real life here locally is watching, Randy Mack. He had one of those same kind of trees, the one that one root ball, 3 big oak trees, just fell down on his property. Didn't hit anything, thank God. But he's like, no, I ain't cleaning that shit up no more. It's pouring down rain. It weighs a ton. I'm not doing that. Yes, Fanta, we did say mayo and banana sandwiches and mayo on a tomato sandwich. You see, certain friends of ours are anti-mayo. But
Like me.
Joseph Dredd and I are part of the mayo supremacy, Rosetta.
Yeah.
Mayo is good food.
Mayo is oil.
And eggs and lemon. And it's delicious.
Ugh.
I can imagine eating a sandwich without mayo. How do you eat tuna salad? How do you eat
Thank you, Ice Queen. I don't eat tuna salad or potato salad. I hate those.
Okay, well then that's
I
just
hate tuna.
That's just you depriving yourself of something good. Hello, Caroline, my dear. Good to see you.
Yeah, that's how I do something. It's like I wouldn't do those things. So I'm finicky.
By the way, a friend of mine, I went to the second night that the power got knocked out here. We were without power for 6 days straight. And yeah, baby, tuna salad. We went and stayed with some friends, and she cooked chicken breasts, and they were seasoned with curry, coconut, and something else. I forget what. And it was not something that I really wanted to eat because chicken breasts are usually a little bit on the tough side. I like thighs, much more tender.
Agreed.
Bullshit. I could cut this chicken breast with a fork, and it was that thick. Most tender I've ever had. I said, how did you do that? Rhonda, if you're watching, I'm telling you your secret. Mayo is the answer. Before you put it in the oven, you put a layer of mayo on top and then the seasoning. And when you bake it normally, it tenderizes it like you would not believe. Amazing. No taste of mayo, though, for you anti-mayo people. You would never know it was there. But it was the most tender chicken I have ever had. I was scared to tell my wife that, but I did.
And
chicken
full of fat and calories.
Yeah, so. Was that Pop?
You do realize
always be having a tender breast, but I ain't never had to put mayo on it to get it there.
I'm
not gonna. Oh God, Pops, fuck sakes.
What?
Trying to get all the twisted thoughts out of my brain because I was trying to respond to something. It's completely gone now thanks to Pops' comment. Because now my brain just went right in the gutter.
So you popped a brain cell. I got you.
But no, I'm like, you didn't realize that I have a restricted diet, Doc?
We are the mayo mafia. Well, I mean, I have a restricted diet too.
No, I mean hyper restricted.
Yeah, I can't
permanently.
I can't have some of my favorite things. I can't have grits. I can't have corn. I can't have like popcorn, strawberries, anything with fine particulates. I can't have. Period. So a lot of my favorite things went by the wayside. But every now and then, Rosetta, I'm like, screw it. I'm taking one for the team. I'm eating the whole basket of strawberries. I'll just be in pain for the next 2 days, but I'm doing it.
It's put aside things I'm allergic to, which is a nice list. I have to have a very tiny percent of most people's normal daily fat. I cannot have sugars. I cannot have this. It's ultra restrictive health food that's on the low fat health food side. And that's because of liver scars from seizure meds.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be doing that, but fuck it. I figure I'm already old and dying, so I don't give a shit.
Well, if I didn't do it, I'd already be dead. So
I should have been dead already.
I've got good at cooking health food, so it tastes yummy though.
I'm looking out the window up here on the corner from me, which is southeast of me by about a block. Used to be forest. You couldn't see anything up through there. It's clear cut by the tornado now, and I can see there's a lady up on top of the hill. her home was guillotined by a tree. I mean, it went through the tree and all the way to the foundation and chopped off probably 1/3 of her house. And she's a sweet little old lady. And I'm tickled to see there's whole teams from Samaritan's Purse up there working on her property. Those were the same guys that came over here and cleared my property. They brought 40 people, 40 folks. 10 of them were expert lumber people or tree cutter peoples. And they came in here with chainsaws, everything from big chainsaws to rakes to a skid steer. They even raked the leaves. And I can't thank them enough because this was not possible for me to have done. Even with all my friends, we could not have done what they did. Anyway, looks like that same team is now up there working, and it's like watching a bunch of army ants at work clearing that problem.
Yeah, I don't know if you've actually done cleanup crews after tornadoes. It's intense. I actually did that several years ago in Marshalltown and a few other Iowa towns for summer. Yeah, and God, it's brutal work doing those crews.
Yeah, I did it last week. I had a little micro orchard of 4 apple trees. I've only got one of those left. My muscadine vineyard is gone. Half of one of my fig trees is gone. The other one survived unscathed. My biggest apple tree got split right down the middle because it forked, and a big old oak tree. I just chopped it right down the middle. I know which video you're working on, Fanta.
I was going to say, the one that stuck to me when I did those crews was this old tree. I couldn't even tell what type it was anymore. It was so destroyed. It was literally almost 30 feet across the trunk.
Good Lord.
Absolutely obliterated and shattered by the tornado next to a house that was untouched. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the things that stick in your head because it's such a stark thing. And they were right fucking next to each other by a few feet. And the tree was completely shattered, and the house was fine.
Right across the street from me, apparently the tornado stopped on my house because from across the street on up, nothing, no damage. I mean, a few limbs down just from wind. But I'm talking about limbs, not limbs. So, yeah, it hit me, and then it went, okay, my work here is finished. So,
well, maybe that's what it came for. I mean, sorry.
It got Hobby Lobby, which is 3 blocks yonder. And
I'll bite my tongue.
I took that personally because that's where my art supplies live, and I'm an artist.
I get that. I've kind of quit going there because they defended a manager who absolutely broke disability laws and harassing me. And I still love the business overall, but it's like I think they're losing sight of what they used to be more.
Well, I mean, my Hobby Lobby didn't do it.
No, but corporate defended it, so I won't go to any of them.
Well, these guys have been good to me. Like, if they don't have something, I just go talk to the manager, and he orders it for me, and it comes in on the next truck. So I also taught there before I started at the art school I'm at. I would do private classes there, and they didn't charge me anything to use their facility, so I'm like, all good with that.
Yeah, I mean,
anyway, yeah, it hit the Hobby Lobby. It hit Walmart. It hit
Walmart. Okay, there's a lot of heartbroken rednecks, aren't there?
Well, I don't even know what the extent of the damage is up there. I know that several cars got tossed around like nothing in the parking lot, but I don't know if Walmart itself got hit. I know the parking lot got trashed. But I went looking for some supplies. Obviously, we're rebuilding some stuff. I had to patch the roof. So I went to Home Depot, and I don't know why I was surprised that there's nothing because, the whole county is rebuilding and cleaning up. So Lowe's had nothing. Hobby Lobby had 1 can of the coal tar that you use on your roof left. So I was able to patch my roof, but it was just 1 can. Normally there's a whole, rack of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I got a buddy that works there. And whenever they have stuff that it's going to get written off because the bag was busted or whatever, I was able to get some shingles, and they don't match mine, but I'm getting a new roof, so it doesn't matter. And I was able to patch the roof in the 3 places that it broke through. One of them was about 12-inch round hole right through the ridgepole. Like, well, that's unfortunate, is what that is. It broke my house's back. And then, Rose, that wasn't enough. The tornado blew the front door open with the wind, and in about a split second blew in the Pacific Ocean right by my front door. So now the subfloor's swollen up, and that carpet's got to come out of there. So
Yeah.
that.
I don't know. I've lived in a lot of heavy tornado areas. I've never been hit by the tornadoes. I've been hit by fires and floods and shit, but I've never been hit by tornadoes.
Well, we had one go over us back in 2011, and it literally went right over our heads, and it tore up the neighborhoods to the north of me. But we've always been blessed here, you know. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me check this message. I am getting a lot of notifications about a great many people starting their own crowdfunders. And
It's tax time, Doc.
Yeah, and that's awesome.
Tax time. There's going to be a bunch of them. And this is just one of the problems that we have as fans. We can't back them all, man.
Well, true. I'm just glad to see people are stepping up and not just talking.
It's like this at the beginning of every year. Everybody just floods tax time.
This is what sucks about what's going on. I loved backing everything. I was the one I found all these people who were doing these books that looked interesting, and I made it a tradition, bring them on, interview them, and back it while I interviewed them, and get people in the audience too. And then life happened, and I can't back them anymore. I don't have the funds until I can finish taking care of Mom here.
Well, I'm just tickled to see that instead of just complaining about things, people are doing something about it.
Yeah.
I have always been about the doers, not the talkers. There's a problem.
Agreed.
You tell me how you are going to address the problem. That's what I want to hear.
February and March are going to be like this every year for as long as you're alive.
Well, that might not be long, but forever how long I am.
I want to back more. So as soon as I can get my finances in order, which means dealing with Mom, I'll be back to doing that. But until then, I have to take care of her, and I have to place my computer, or I'm never going to get my books released that I've been working on. You know?
Do what you got to do. I'll be right back, guys. Hold down the phone.
Okay. I love that we have all these different artists. I love that we have everything from Dory doing her poetry book with comic art influences in it and stuff, to novels, to graphic novels, to comics, and everything else in between in this greater nerdy little online community we have. And I say it that way because there's several micro communities and several people who stay out of most of them, who all make up part of this friendly circle of people who want to make a difference, you know? And I love that we have all these people that are trying to do completely different things. And if I can get my stuff out, we're talking about photography books, high art and stuff. And I want to get that out too. Like Doc with his paintings and his art, you know?
I love everything everybody's doing. I just wish people would quit trying to stifle people, man.
See, don't discourage other people to do stuff. Encourage others.
Yeah, I mean, like when I know somebody that I don't like get along with or care for or whatever's promoting a book, I'll go look at the book, and if the book is like cool, I'm going to promote it, even though somebody I don't like is.
Even if somebody I don't like, it's to find out something happened to them.
Shit is for fucking high school and middle school kids. You guys are trying to do business. That means you're trying to sell books. I'm trying to help you guys sell books. When you go tell people not to watch our shows on our channel, you're not helping people sell books. You're doing the exact opposite.
That's the thing. And what kills me is, okay, I'll admit I've had rivalries that I don't get along with from both the CG community to the antis and stuff, but rivalries aren't that important. Humans are. And that's the thing is, I'm sitting here recently, I'm having conversations with and communicating with Mike Miller, because Boyette, who's been honestly nothing but nasty to me for 3 years, lost everything. And because we had each other blocked, I wanted to make sure he knew the message that I truly feel sorry for what happened to him, and if he needs help, let us know.
That wasn't Mike's house that burned down.
Yeah. No, it was
Edwin Boykin's house.
That's what I've said.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking to Mike because I was sending him messages to send to Edwin in support, even though we'd had each other blocked for 3 years, to let him know that I feel truly sorry for what happened to him, and if he needs any help, unblock me, message me, I'll do what I can, you know? Because that's what it is it's not about your differences or your petty disagreements or other stuff. It's about genuinely being kind to another human, and they need it.
There's lots of people out here that don't like me, that I don't get along with, but that doesn't mean I'm not promoting the same people and trying to help the same people sell books. And I'm not telling people, hey, don't go do this because of that person. Okay? You know what I mean?
Aww.
Luke and I don't get along, but I'm not going to tell people not to use Fund My Comic unless there's something in the terms of service that scares me. Then I might. But
you say that, I don't even know which Luke you mean, because I know like 6 different comic Lukes.
Please let me finish. I'm not going to tell people not to use it because Luke and I don't get along. That would be stupid. That would be ignorant on my part. I wouldn't be serving the community.
Hello, Carrie. Welcome. And listen, I got to tell you guys a true story that just happened. All right. I forgot that I left Dillard's live stream up on the in the living room. And it's dead quiet when I went in there to get some coffee. Right. I'm making my coffee, pour it in, and suddenly he goes and clears his throat. You guys, you would have thought, listen, I was convinced Freddy Krueger had done come through the wall and got my ass. I jumped completely out of my skin before I realized what that was. My mother, when I was a kid, used to threaten us by saying, I will snatch you out the frame. I never understood what that meant exactly. I now know because I just jumped out my frame. Just saying.
Thank you, Agent, because I was actually a bit confused when he said Luke, because I know like 6 different comic Lukes in my contact list alone.
Really? Okay, so here's my thing, and then I want to get off that topic. I don't do beef. Period. I don't got beef with nobody. There are certain people I prefer to not hang out with, but that doesn't mean I got beef with them.
Well, that's what I was saying. There's people.
Well, they got to actually do something to you, Doc, in order for you to feel that way, right?
Well, no. I've had people jump my shit. I've gotten written a few times, but I don't do beef. What I do is I go, okay, well, that person apparently does not care for the doctor, so I'll just slide on out of here.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. I'm not going to keep fighting with people. I'm not going to keep fighting with people. If they start going after me, and some of these guys have done some nasty shit trying to go after me because they didn't like who I was friends with and other shit, petty shit.
That's what I mean.
If they're going to do this stuff, I'm going to just block them, because I'm not going to sit there and tell people not to give them business. I'm not going to sit there and constantly badmouth them. I'm not going to do all this stuff. I'm going to block them and then say a little prayer that they'll learn what they did wrong and be better people in the end. That's it.
I don't do that. I just ignore them. And I'll tell you about my life example of why I don't. When I was on active duty in the military, and the second time I got sent to Parris Island to work, they sent me over to 2nd Battalion Aid Station. And for some reason, the boss out there, he was a petty officer first class named Miller. He did not like me. And he told Chief Sexton, who was in charge of all the battalion aid stations, I don't want him. Get him the fuck out of here. I'm like, what the fuck did I ever do to this guy? And I was like, fuck it. got back in the car with Chief Sexton. I said, take me to 1st Battalion. I know Bob Austin over there. He's the chief. So we went over there, fit right in, did good work. 2 years later, 2 years, Petty Officer Miller came into my office and he goes, look, man, I just want to apologize. I had a picture of you in my mind that apparently wasn't true. You're a shit hot corpsman. And so I'm really sorry for the way I treated you when you came to my battalion aid station. And I'm like, cool, no hard feelings, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's just the way.
See that's they weren't going constantly.
Role.
Okay, but your role does this is my problem. When people tell people not to watch the Madness Network, they're telling them not to watch all the different people who provide content, all the different guests. Okay, so when somebody comes at the Madness, I say, look, you can hate me all you want, but when you cut off the whole network because you don't like me, you're hurting everybody else, and that pisses me off because I'm out here doing this for everybody else.
Listen, you can feel however you want to feel, and you're free to respond any way you want to respond to it. What I'm saying is, for me personally,
I know what you said.
Not as a policy. And
now I'm talking about me personally.
Right,
exactly. They come at the Madness. They're not coming at me. They're coming at everybody we represent, every Kickstarter that we promote. They're shitting on every single person involved in our network when they do that. They're not hurting me, Doc, because I'm going to get another subscriber. They're hurting you guys, people like
it's inevitable that there are going to be people that just hate. It's inevitable that some people are just hardwired to be assholes. It's inevitable. I was going to
explain to Doc on one thing, though, with what you said, though, because when I say I block and move on, I'm not talking about they say something nasty and that's it. I'm talking about because when these people get obsessed, especially with, for some reason, females that are online personalities, they don't say something once or twice. They constantly harass every fucking thing you do, and they go at you on every media they can find you on, and they are relentless.
Sure.
So, I block them at that point.
Yeah, I'm aware. There were
there has to be a lot more live and let live in the comic community.
Yeah. That's my general viewpoint. Even those that I've had to block for harassment, I have nothing but prayers that they become better people and do well.
I'm just trying to get eyes on what you guys do. I'm trying to get eyes on what people do. Every time somebody goes out there and talks crap on the Madness and somebody unsubscribes to the Madness, it hurts 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 other people. Do you see what I'm saying? Everybody thinks this is about, Pop's trying to get monetized. I could give a shit about YouTube. I want to build a completely different thing. Okay, I'm trying to build a completely different thing. Being monetized on YouTube is
The one on your network that's monetized on YouTube here is me.
So
you are, right? That's not my goal. My goal is to have you on a completely different platform of our own that YouTube can't censor.
When I first showed up in this community, I think the first live stream I went on was Well Red's, back when he was F off Well Red.
Oh God, that was my fault. He had that name. No.
I didn't know anything about trolls or beef or let me finish what I'm saying and then I'll let you talk. Okay. And it went collegially. It went well. It was fun. And then, when he opened it up, there was this one particular person, not going to say any names, but he decided he was going to test the waters with me. And I am always this kind of laid back person you see now. He didn't expect the military veteran to snap at him and tell him, you shut your stinking blowhole now before I reach through the screen and snatch your fucking spine out through your asshole. And then I went back to my pleasant Bob Ross voice. And it was funny as shit.
Oh, that sounds amazing. No, the F off Well Red was kind of my fault. I kind of started that, and I was having issues with my meds and being stable, anyways, and I was more moody. And he really pulled some sense on me, and I kind of went ballistic during one of the more drama-based streams that happened during the whole Oz era at Well Read, and yelled about 20 F-offs at him, and then everyone started calling him that. So that was kind of my fault. That was kind of my fault.
Very similar to that, Rose. When my cancellation in the fine art community happened, it wasn't just me. They went after the woman who teaches art with me now, who's one of my besties. Her partner went after her in the gallery. They were the co-owners. And her other best friend, who has like no filter whatsoever, walked in the place while it was busy and literally just bellowed a good 3 times, "Go fuck yourself, Deborah. Fuck you. Fuck yourself, Deborah. Fuck." I mean, just F-bomb, 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 because the girl has no filter whatsoever. And then walked out. I mean, it wasn't no, this woman's causing a disturbance, send the police. It was, she went in there and nuked her ass and walked out. And I'm like, I didn't even like that girl.
But you're laughing your ass off?
But that put her on my thumbs up list. I'm like, okay, that was savage. But having said that, look, I got canceled from the fine art community that I built. I got canceled from the gallery that I stood up. I got canceled from the art movement that I started. And I didn't retaliate in any way. I didn't say a word. I just sat back and watched all of it crash and burn. The gallery went out of business because of poor management. The art movement stopped because there wasn't a driving force behind it, namely me. And the art association that I started is defunct. It all died. Why? Because good will always triumph over evil, because evil is stupid. My neighbor's out there trying to burn wood. That wood is soaked, baby girl. It ain't going to burn.
But no, I mean, that's the thing. Is I don't have a filter. We all know this, and it's medical, and most everyone knows that whole story. I have this little snap every so often, and it's usually connected to the seasons are changing, the weather's changing, something happened, and my hormones are imbalanced on top of that lack of a filter. When that hits, I've kind of had some moments that have become kind of infamous to the people online from it. And that one was one of them. The F off well read was one of them.
F off well read. And I'll say this too. I know well read gets some shit from people, but I enjoy his stream.
I have no beef with him anymore.
Yeah,
I know.
I've seen
that.
I've seen you in the chat, but he does a good show, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it very much. There's a lot of creators I like. There's a lot I don't like. And by that, I mean, I don't like their artwork, not that I don't like them. But I still like the people. What we got here, Pops? Oh, look at there. Worthy Chaos. All right, what is the goal, Pops? I can't see it.
1,000.
Say it again.
1,000. 67.
Almost there.
67%, and I think she might have just matched her backer count for book 1.
Nice.
By the way, Pops, if you ever need these things reshared, just message them to me so I have the links, and I'll share them out when I do all the retweets.
Go ahead and play that video, Pops.
Okay.
Because
I have trouble finding them half the time in my feed because there's so many people talking. So I tell people, if you want things shared out and retweeted out and put in the promotion groups and stuff I'm in, just send me the links. I will do it.
Everything I put is on my profile. I put one thing up after another.
I know, but I have trouble remembering to check all these different profiles every day.
You can find everything on my profile that I'm promoting.
But I have trouble remembering trying to check all these different profiles every day for the links, and they don't usually show up in my feed for some reason.
Okay, now how many people do you think want me to send them the links to everything? I don't have time for all that either. Same thing, right? I don't remember.
I'm just giving you an offer because it's the best I can do.
You just got to look in the madness. It's all there. It's all freaking there.
All right, let's play Carissa's video. Here we go. that scene. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful,
67%.
beautiful stuff. Let's get it there, guys. If you don't, if it's not too much trouble, if you can't back it, share that campaign out.
Everywhere.
All right, guys. I'm gonna actually bounce. I gotta get some stuff done. I gotta make hay while the sun is shining, literally.
We have a new show in a half hour called. It's actually a replay of the Comic Food guys doing the Lunar New Year, covering the Lunar New Year. It's going to start at 11 a.m. It's a replay, but we're in negotiation to bring their show to the network on the reg. So, get used to watching it.
Nice. All right, guys. Popson's at the Madness everywhere. You can find him, Eagle Rider. You can find her on Twitter. And if you got links, go ahead and drop them. And otherwise, I got to bounce, guys. I'm Doc Blaylock, creator, writer, and artist of Pariah Blood and Mud. Been a professional artist for 40 years. So, follow me or no. Peace out.
I've been a promoter for 3.
See you guys later.
Peace.